Hello and welcome to Every Thought Captive. I'm your host, Dave Sherrill. In this episode, we will be looking at the late 1900s. Concerning the late 1900s, we will be examining a quote from the book, "The Nations Shall Know That I Am Jehovah." How? This book was copyright in 1971 by the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania, and the copy I possess is the second printing. Here we will be looking at a quote from page 216, where we read, "Shortly, within our 20th century, the battle in the day of Jehovah will begin against the modern antitype of Jerusalem, Christendom." Here we find a more recent apocalyptic claim made by the Watchtower, a false prophecy, a prediction called out that would be executed within our 20th century. And I'll remind you, this book was originally written in 1971, and that I am recording this in the year 2024. The Watchtower has a long, consistent history of making false predictions of the end of the world. In the late 1900s, they are doing exactly the same thing they did in the early 1900s. And as our series progresses, there will be other examples offered as well. Facts are stubborn things indeed. In contrast with the false apocalyptic claims and predictions and deadlines set repeatedly by the Watchtower across its history, I will remind you what we find in John chapter 3 in the Bible. Starting in verse 14. "And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whoever believes in him may have eternal life. For God so loved the world, that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life." Perhaps you have a long history with the religion of the Watchtower. Maybe you are a recent convert, or perhaps you have been disassociated from the group for a long time. Regardless, the call in John 3, the promise given, which is filled with life and hope, is for you. Whoever believes in him may have eternal life. This promise springs from the love of the Father, displayed in sending his Son to bear the penalty of our sin and to deliver the promise of forgiveness, healing in our relationship with our Creator, and hope. Hope for life now, which never ends, where we spend eternity with our God. I invite you today to believe in the Son whom the Father has sent, that you may have eternal life. Thank you for listening to Every Thought Captive.